Yo, what's up, Internet? It's your boy Black Adam back at it again. And I just wanted to talk about a concert that I went to with my boy Forrest last night. We went down to Bristow, Virginia to see Iron Maiden with Alice Cooper at the Jiffy Lube Live Center, which is formerly Nissan Pavilion. I've always known it as Nissan Pavilion, so moving forward I'll just refer to it as Nissan. So anyway, we went down there last night. We went down really early in the day, so we had a lot of time to get there. We spent a couple hours just hanging around Bristow, going into various shops, hanging out at Starbucks, going down to a guitar shop. We met a lot of Maiden fans early on, which was cool. We ran into a lot of people that were obviously going to the show. We actually followed some people into the show, which was really cool. So we had we established a really good vibe just going into the show, getting started. We were hanging out, trying to get in, go through security and all that. We met a couple families that had their kids there and this and that. So it was really cool to kind of see a wide variety of ages and different type of people that were at that show. Maiden is a pretty specific type of metal, and it's cool. I love seeing the kids there, and then also the really older guys too. I think that's really cool. All the girls that were there. We had one young girl that was next to us that she was just rocking out the whole time. And I mean, she kept the vibe going for me and Forrest totally. And just the whole crowd was so into it. And I think that's because both shows were so excellent. Alice Cooper delivered a wonderful show. I mean, I've always heard great things about him. I only really was familiar with a couple of his early albums. And I mean, I had heard about the theatrics over the years. I'd seen Wayne's World. But I wasn't really quite sure what I was going to get out of it. I mean, it's the kind of thing where I'll say, there are tons of bands, Marilyn Manson and tons of other bands that are just, using his stage shows, over and over again. I mean, he was just amazing. He blew all those bands out of the water with his presence. I mean, he had a 20-foot zombie running across the stage. He had a 50-foot preacher pulpit that he was, standing from. He had, confetti and all sorts of stuff. He were throwing huge balloons out into the audience and then blowing them up and all sorts of cool stuff. He really brought the theatrics, and he even did the classic beheading with the guillotine, which I was just really excited to see. He was really giving the fans what they wanted, a classic Alice Cooper feel. The set lists were great. I heard 18, School's Out, all that kind of good stuff. Black Widow, Poison. It was a lot of good songs. So a lot of stuff I wasn't familiar with until I had heard it again, and I thought, oh yeah, I've heard that song here. I've heard that song there. So it was really cool. I'll definitely be checking more of his stuff out. Now, Maiden's show, of course, was just unfreaking believable. I mean, it was awesome from start to finish. The set list was amazing. It couldn't have started off any harder with Moonchild as the moon was coming out. I mean, it was just so perfect. The night was just an excellent vibe. Everyone felt in unison. It was like the venue was one living organism of metal, and it was just so sick. Everybody was just screaming the lyrics to every song and just loving it and headbanging and just moving non-stop. I mean, we went so hard that, I was throwing up the whole time, but it wasn't stopping me. I mean, we just kept going and going, and it was a fucking awesome show. They played all the songs I wanted to hear. They played Run to the Hills, of course. I really wanted to hear Trooper. That was like the main thing that I was probably my favorite song of the night. Wasted Years, another classic, The Prisoner. So, just really pretty much all classic songs except for a couple. They gave an excellent performance. They gave the fans exactly what they wanted. Huge props, Eddie dressed up as General Custard, a 20-foot Eddie as General Custard. Tons of different backdrops, various Eddies, and then a giant Clairvoyant setup with a giant Eddie with the orb, the eye, and the death figure in the background. I mean, it was just so sick. The live show, the flamethrowers, the fireworks, everything about it. I mean, that was like a really high-end professional metal show. It was so sick. I mean, everyone in that place was just pumped the entire time. And that's the kind of feeling you want at a metal show like that, at a big arena show, classic band like that. I mean, you know, I couldn't have asked for anything more. And as we were leaving, and we did leave, just at the very end there, and as we're heading out, we hear the last song, Iron Maiden, closing it out, and it was just awesome. And we just rode off in glory. It was just a great night down in Virginia. So, if you guys get a chance, I mean, I'm not sure if you're going to get a chance to see them on this leg of the tour, but if they come back around, I would definitely recommend seeing Iron Maiden. I knew they would be great. I was just really waiting to see this concert, and I'm really glad to go see it. So